Hey there, okay, Photo Universe. So, right over here is the Pentax K-5 2S. Got it in our hands, it's right there. And so this is a preliminary first impressions video. I mean, I've literally had the thing out of the box now for less than an hour. So, everything I'm going to say in this video is subject to future investigations, okay? But I'll tell you what, we've also got out EOS 5D Mark II. And in the EOS 5D Mark II, or on the EOS 5D Mark II, we got 24-105 f4 LIS, proven performer. This lens, you know, tested by me, proven. It's what I shot down in Bryce Canyon. It delivers the goods. I know it's sharp. On the K-5 2S, we've got the Tamron 17-50, which I've tested over the past day or two, and it seems to be okay. I mean, time will tell on that. Jury's still out. But, so, preliminarily, this is what I'm going to say. Preliminarily, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I'm very optimistic. From what I've seen, blowing stuff up and pixel peeping, K-5 2S might be as sharp resolution-wise as a 5D Mark II, which really is interesting. So, it's probably right now the sharpest APS-C camera. Okay, the Fuji X guys are going, we don't have a AA filter either, so yeah, I get that, but you've also got a really weird Bayer pattern on your sensor, and so your raw support kind of sucks, right, guys? You have to admit that, right? Okay, and so this is a standard Bayer pattern, probably more susceptible to moire. I'll give you that, or moire, or however you want to, but the raw support's there. Okay, so this and the Fuji are probably right up there. Interesting, very interesting. This could be really an amazing camera. I'm so far. I mean, the preliminary stuff I've seen is kind of like, I mean, it's, you know, if technology is advanced enough, it almost seems like magic, and this is almost like magic. I mean, the resolution is phenomenal. You go back to the regular K-5 images, they almost look soft. They do look soft compared to this. So I don't know what to say right now. I can't wrap this up. This is just my first impressions, but I'm telling you right now, 5D Mark II's got to run for its money. I mean, I need to get out there. I need to see what the deal is here more. Autofocus is faster. I will say this. Autofocus, I don't know how much faster. It feels a little faster, but I will tell you this. This autofocus is much more confident. Okay, the K-5 autofocus is kind of like, yeah, do I want to focus? Do I not want to focus? I might focus now. I think I'll focus now. Okay, you talk me into it. I'll focus for you. This is like, bang, I'm focused. So by faster, if that's what you mean, yeah, okay, it's that. I don't think it's faster. Like the K-5 Classic moves out. It just kind of isn't positive. It's kind of just, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And then it, you know, it's doing it, but so this is doing it as fast, but this is like, it's more like, got it. So in that way, it's faster. If you guys get a 2 or a K-5 2S, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I will tell you this thing can definitely focus in light. The K-5 2 wouldn't even think about it. The K-5, the Classic, wouldn't even think about it. I was in my living room. I mean, it was hard to see. And this thing was lock and focus on stuff. Seriously. Kind of crazy because you can't hand hold it in those light levels. So I mean, you're on a tripod anyway. You can take, you know, but you can use it to focus, which is fascinating. Firmware version 1.0. So I was kind of curious, like, is this going to be just like the K5 firmware with some tweak? I mean, this is firmware 1.0, so this is so firmware-wise, it's a new camera. Or maybe they just called it K5 2S firmware 1.0 and it's really 1.3 tweak. Probably, right? Makes sense. But it's a separate firmware line. It's not going to be K5 firmware and K5 2S firmware, I don't think. Other than that, it's not very different. The screen is kind of interesting. The rear viewfinder screen, I don't know what to make of it. It's different. I can't say one way or the other or even what's different about it. But compared to the regular K5, the K5 Classic, the back screen is different. I think I may have to tweak it. It's almost cold. The color balance on the screen is almost cold, and I'm not used to that. Like the K5 screens tend to be warmer. So I need to, I mean, like I said, I've only had this thing out of the box maybe an hour now. But my first impression is the screen is the color balance is cold, which is completely and totally adjustable in the Pentax. So, but resolution wise, I mean, yeah, it needs some testing, and it needs to, I need to, like right now, I'm telling you right now, if I was going to Bryce Canyon tomorrow, I'd shoot this. I would. You know what I mean? From what I've seen preliminarily, I mean, I might shoot them to A-B them, but I think I'd let this go out there and be the star. I think I'd want to try that. I'd want to let this go out there and be my main camera and then see if it delivered the goods. I mean, I think it's capable of doing that. Like, I think we're on that level here. Which, you know, I love the K5. Missed that EOS resolution. I will say this, okay, another thing, and this is more conjecture or speculation on my part. You know, the K5 files and the EOS Canon files from the 5D Mark II, the 5D Mark II in post-processing need a lot of work. You know, the sensor in the K5 was always a brilliant sensor. Much less work to get where you wanted to be. Just they didn't have as much resolution. You couldn't blow them up as big with the same level of detail, right? Okay, that's right. So that's why I went back to the 5D Mark II. So I wanted the big prints, but it's a lot of work to get the prints where I want them to be. And with this dynamic range or whatever it is, the way the sensor in the K5s was that, and Nikon D7000 owners have the same thing. The 16 megapixel Sony Exmor sensor is brilliant, right? Okay, it's got that reputation. Without an AA filter, really? You're getting that kind of high ISO quality, and you're getting that kind of dynamic range and that brilliance of the Exmor 16 megapixel sensor in the D7000 and the K5 without an AA filter, so you're getting possibly very close or as good as or better than, dare I say it, 5D Mark II 22 megapixel full frame resolution? Really? I mean, that's the promise of the K5 2S. And I don't mean promise in the sense like they're promising us that. I mean that promise like it might be that way. Okay? And so that's why this is an exciting camera. So, you know, I mean, yeah, fascinating. So that's where we're at. That's first impressions, K5 2S. Okay, no conclusions here. But so far, I've seen a couple of shots where like this thing out-resolved the 5D Mark II. Where it's like, ooh, there's more detail here. I'm just saying. I mean, that's what I've seen so far. It could be a fluke. Could be I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is first I've had it out of the box for an hour. So first impressions, no conclusions, but promising. That's what I'm saying, promising. Very interesting development. So, all right, that's it, the Photo Universe, and I know you guys are excited to find out any information whatsoever. I'm surprised that there aren't images and stuff up that people, you know, I mean, the K5 2S, people have them in their hands now. I mean, I got it. So, the photographs of the unboxing of this in the beginning of this video were taken with the K5 and the Metz AF58 II, Mark II. Obviously I couldn't take pictures of the unboxing of the camera with the camera, right? So, alright, that's it with Photo Universe, and I appreciate it. And more to come. Interesting developments here. It's getting, I'm excited. This is cool stuff. I mean, you know, so I dig it. So anyway, alright, have a great one. Thanks for watching.